We embark on a journey of innovation and progress. Today, we are having with us Mr. Rakesh Agrawal, Mr. Bharani Rang, and Ms. Lakshmi Agrawal, Mr. Raj Khaware, Mr. Subbu Kuchipotla, who have joined us virtually from the US. This is our executive board. We are honored to have with us today a remarkable individual who has graced this occasion with his esteemed presence. Before we proceed further, we would like to express our deep gratitude for our chief guest, Mr. Sharad Kaviraj, DIG, SCRB, Jaipur, Rajasthan, for taking time to be here with us. He is a 2004 batch IPS officer of Rajasthan cadre.
To mark this special occasion and as a token of gratitude, I would like to invite Mr. Rakesh Agrawal and Ms. Lakshmi Agrawal to present a bouquet to our chief guest, Mr. Ravi Prakash, Mr. Sharad Kaviraj. Thank you, sir, for gracing the occasion. We also have the pleasure of having amongst us our guests who are stalwarts from different walks of the industry ecosystem. Every person's professional journey here is a testament to how impact can be created and people can be inspired to achieve remarkable things in their career. I would like to ask Rakesh sir and Lakshmi ma'am to kindly felicitate our distinguished guests. In continuation with the same, let me ask our founders to kindly felicitate the guests. Mr. Alok Barua, if I can just have the guests come as we call them on stage. Mr. Anshuman Bansal, Mr. Gajendra Shrotria, along with Mrs. Shrotria, Dr. H.P. Mathur, along with Mrs. Mathur, Mr. Harish Ramaya and Mrs. Harish Ramaya, Mr. Hemant Jain.
Hemant Jain is not
Mr. Himanshu Garg. Can we keep up the round of applauses, please? Mr. Pradeep Kokilia.
Sir, please. Sir, please.
Mr. Sanjay Harpawat, along with Mrs. Minika Harpawat. Mr. Sharad Kaviraj. Mr. Sachin Verma.
Sir.
Mr. Suresh Kumar, Mr. Suman Kota, Ms. Vidya Iyer, Mr. Yelvarkar, Mr. Amit Bharadwaj, Mr. Kapil, Ms. Priyanka, Ms. Vinita, Stanvi. Okay. Thank you, Rakesh sir and Lakshmi ma'am. Yeah. As these bouquets symbolize our deep admiration for the accomplishments and the inspiration that our guests provide to many, their presence today enriches our gathering and we are truly grateful for your participation. Now officially we will be starting the event as we illuminate the path towards a brighter future. I would again like to invite our founder and managing partner Mr. Rakesh Agrawal, our executive board team who is present over here, Mr. Bharani Ranganathan, Ms. Lakshmi Agrawal, along with our chief guest Sharad Kaviraj ji, and Sri Rajendra Ji Agarwal to join us for the traditional lighting of the lamp ceremony, symbolizing the start of a new era with our technology platform.
Pradeep sir. आइए सर.
In continuation of the same, we would like to invite our chief guest, Sri Sharat Kaviraj, DIG SCRB Jaipur, Rajasthan, to say a few words about the launch event. He is a 2004 batch IPS officer of Rajasthan Cadet. Can we please have a round of applause for Sri Sharat Kaviraj?
My first question is from where did you get this information? I'm an IG now.
Oh, sir. We are really sorry for that.
No problem. I really was wondering from where have you got this information? Because it's difficult to get it.
Oh, is it?
Because now I'm IG, so it will be updated every day. Doesn't matter. So it is very good to see Rakesh Agarwalji and his very large team inaugurating an AI feature in your application.
Generative AI.
Already having this process and now
Yeah.
then enabling AI.
Exactly.
That's great, and I can clearly see you have a large team here. I am responsible for IT in Rajasthan Police, and I'm happy to tell you all that Supreme Court in its various assessments about how other states are doing in IT has identified Rajasthan as one of the most advanced implementations. We have a program called CCTNS, which is now almost a decade-old program, where we have connected all the police stations of the country with each other in the sense that every state has a data center. That data, some of the data moves to these two data centers, and there the exchange takes place. And the data which we have today is not only of police, but also of courts, prisons, forensics, prosecution. So when you combine all this data, our Prime Minister has been saying all the time that now we have access to the largest criminal database of the world. Okay, so now all the talk, whenever, as you would be probably aware, that Prime Minister was here, there was DGIG conference a few months ago. When the new government came, that was the first biggest event that taken place. And Prime Minister has said that अब डंडा नहीं data. Okay, policing will be now more data oriented, evidence will be more scientific in nature, etc. So now all the talk right now in police, whether that conference has taken place, was all about AI. How do you use that data? How do you use the patterns within the data which are available? So machine learning, natural language processing, which are all subsets of larger AI platforms.
Exactly.
So that is something. Computer vision is now coming up in a very big way. We had also organized a hackathon. So it was one of the largest hackathon events, and we had organized a drone show also. I don't know whether some of you may be aware. So at that time, people from across the country, almost 1,200 participants had come, and we had given a few solutions with the AI base. So one of the problem statements was that how do you find out what is the act and section or the correct act and section based on the content of the hackathon. So our students were able to, the participants in the hackathon were able to do a good job of that. Okay. So the point which I am saying is that during hackathon, we invited some of the entrepreneurs in Jaipur for their talk. And I was so pleasantly surprised that computer vision and based on the computer vision's AI, there are a lot of quality control processes where Jaipur companies have taken lead.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the manufacturing process, they are able to see from the camera where there are defects and they are able to do a good quality check. Okay. Similarly, there has been a lot of efforts, I hope it will finally take place, that there are so many cameras which we have put in police. A lot of cameras have come up with the private sector also. How can we identify those whom we are looking for? Okay. Like for example, you will be surprised to know that the total people who are wanted by law, which means that they have been charge sheeted, the court is looking for them. Some of them are wanted in very heinous offences like murders and rape. What would be the approximate number? Those who are absolutely wanted by court, some of them are even convicted and have run away. Their number is more than 1 lakh. So lakh people in our society which are living a normal life are not getting detected because they have been able to hide themselves. So our technology today should ensure that if you break law, your life will not be so easy, will not be so comfortable. So AI in this aspect really can play a major role. There are people who completely change their identity, but they cannot change their biometrics. Or there are certain patterns which can be read, and we can work on that. So even yesterday, like for example, one country attacking another. The first, one large-scale invasion was that of Iraq, US invading Iraq. That's not very far in the history. Okay? It's a 21st century event. And now we have another major country attacking another major country. And you don't have a single pilot which is involved. Not a single human being which is going and attacking another country. They were all drones and they were all controlled by finely systems which are using AI to identify targets, to deceive things. So, in the world where we are, AI is the new large chain of technology which is going to change our lives. Everybody knows it. Just like we had some scientific revolutions in the last few 200 years, 300 years. This is the new wave of technology which is coming. And it is also leading to extremely challenging situations which we don't even know how to react. Like for example, you train an AI model and that AI model goes rogue. So now you have rogue AI. Okay. In the rogue AI, what is the legal liability of people who made that AI model? Okay. Or let us say somebody introduces certain patterns where the AI becomes racist, or AI begins to have its own biases, or AI is infringing on a lot of say property rights of people. There is intellectual property which is involved. Who is the owner of the intellectual property? And so on and so forth. The legal challenges, the crime behind what AI can be used for, like for example cybercrime today. Now you can train a model to fool a bank. There was a recent a major crime in Singapore where almost equivalent of Indian rupees 200 crores were transferred about a month ago. In that, the person who transferred the money, he was the accountant in the firm, he had series of 4 VCs. In the 4 VCs, level 1 decision was taken, then 2, 3, 4th VC, their decision to transfer the money. In all 4 VCs, he was the only real person. whereas he was interacting with his immediate bosses, with people whom he was interacting on a regular day-to-day basis, and he was not able to understand that he was being faked. So that is the sophistication of technology which we already have. It's not that we are going to have it in future. It is already there. Number of people who can mimic the voice of yours, you can actually fool your wife, you can actually fool people who are very close to you. All that is required is certain amount of data which need to be trained, and the AI now is practically available as a product also. Okay, AI is also giving this challenge that the amount of data in training and the sophistication behind the models is so high that there are only few companies in the world which has become good at AI. The intellectual property of AI is now concentrated in fewer and fewer companies in the world. So a technology which is so critical to human beings is being controlled by very few. So there are legal challenges, there are so many things which as a society we have not anticipated that what technology is going to bring in for us. So as I was reading your material here, something as basic as your invoices. Now you want invoices to be read automatically, to be processed automatically. This kind of work was also done for prescriptions, medical prescriptions. People were able to read and work on the medicine. So I think I'm very happy that your company has been able to use the AI and you have taken the next logical step. I remember another demonstration by another company in Jaipur where they said that okay, we are an email company, but now if you want to create a content of email, you just say write a mail to this thing saying this thing or that thing. So generative AI model was able to create a reasonably good email for that. So as a cop and as people who are working for technology, we have to work together. We have to ensure that the technologies ultimately work for the society and not against it. And I'll now divert a little bit to one of the reasons why I am here, is that how we want to run technology in police. We have a feeling that we are one of those departments where technology really matters. Okay, we are essentially a database-driven organization, and technology is something where we can greatly benefit. And if we do not use technology, the larger society is devoid of getting the best fruits of technology. I think we would be, everybody would agree to that. So let us say, what is the difference between, say, London police or a New York police or a Dubai police and Jaipur police or let's say Orissa police? Most likely the differences will be in use of technology. So how do you institutionalize technology in government? So what we had come up was an idea of creating something called technical code. So within police we have created a technical code. It is a hybrid of three types of people. One is hardcore policemen whom we have picked up from police force and are training them for Java, for databases, for hardcore basically computing technology. The second is the layer of DOIT people, which are again government officials. And the third is CDAC and core hardcore professionals. So they are the cutting edge, and then the tail is a longer tail. Almost 200 people contributing. What I wanted Jaipur to do and Rajasthan to do for us was, we have a fourth layer, that is of industry. So industry people come on a pro bono basis, give advice to people. So we can have an advisory body basically for police, where west of Jaipur, west of Rajasthan is coming. When we say west of Rajasthan, we have people in United States, California, where there are so many people who are from Jaipur, out from Rajasthan. They can come on a platform, guide the TCB to adopt what is the current standards of technology. So whether it is AI or use of AI in software development, software testing, so many things where the software as a process has evolved. So government should benefit from those cases. So that is, I think, one of the appeals which I would make to Agarwalji and the whole team, that if you can contribute to TCG, do consider that, because if we are able to learn from each other, platform can be yours and enforcement can be from the government side. If we combine the strength, we can really take strides at a very rapid rate. In fact, today only when I was just about to come, there was a meeting with DG sir, which was about enforcing the new laws which are, as you would be aware. The new laws, the changes in the new laws are essentially adoption of technology. Okay, core has not changed. Now everybody says that when you are taking a statement, make a video statement. Let us say you are going for a scene of crime, make a video. You are making a seizure, make a video. Now all these things, the scope for AI is massive. Because if you are making a statement, the statement can be transcripted there and then. You are making a scene of crime, so there is a lot of computer vision which is involved. What are things which need to be picked up, etc. So in times to come, technology will be governing our lives more and more. If we can collaborate, it will be a great idea. So I really congratulate the team for taking the next logical step of introducing AI in your product. And if you want any help from us at any stage, we'll be more than happy.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for all the insights that you have shared with us. This is really wonderful, and I would definitely like to say that our vision is of introducing Gen AI in the industrial solutions is exactly matching with what you have just shared with everyone, because that is something which is very important, to use the AI models in a way that can be utilized not only by the individual or the enterprise, but also all the bodies which are actually protecting from all the side of it. So thank you so much for all your support.
I'm really sorry I'll have to rush again.
No, I know, I can understand that, sir. So I think we just...
Alright, thank you so much.
Go forward. We would like to express our deep gratitude and admiration for our chief guest, Dr. Ravi Prakash Meherda, ADG Crime, Rajasthan, for taking the time to be here with us. He is 1990 batch IPS officer of Rajasthan Cable. Thank you so much for coming and gracing us. Sir, we want to request you to please come forward and say a few words with respect to GenXAI platform.
When you are thrown into the boat, deep end. So actually, I'm just coming from another function in Rajasthan University. Subject was totally different. So it's bit of a, I mean, I won't call it a shock, but bit of like, you know, coming from old ages and suddenly on the cyberspace. So that's how our life is now being defined. I mean, each one of us, because of the spread of internet and smartphones, smart devices, laptops, everything, we are, I mean, I don't know what all else is coming, because normally about a year back one would have heard of AI. Frankly, I had heard of it. So now we know, I mean, we have a fair idea, or I mean, we claim to have a fair idea. At least that I can claim. But maybe I don't have the full extent and the full knowledge of what's going to hit us or come our way. But as I'm told, this is developing some sort of an IA on a business platform. So I'm sure you know what you guys are getting into. Obviously, when there is business involved, then it has to be very meticulous, and you have thought out what you're doing. And AI, of course, now you have learned through newspaper, media reports, it's both a bane and a boon. People say that. We don't know how it will work out. Even the inventors of AI are now wary of what they have created. And sometimes people say, hope they have not created a Frankenstein monster. But I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic, although I'm not a technology man, but I have that kind of, a very optimistic feeling about technology. We have grown in our age, most of you are youngsters, of course, some of us are of that age where we have, seen a number of things progressing. When I was in school, there were no, we hadn't heard of, we used to hear कि हाँ कोई telephone होता है कुछ. And when I went to college, then this STD wala booth कोई आया कुछ. So I was studying in Ahmedabad, so we had this a sort of a booth in the college premises, and there used to be a huge line for talking to the parents or friends or so. One used to think कि क्या है, मतलब पढ़ते भी थे कि अमेरिका में तो बिल्कुल हर घर में वो है, टेलीफोन है. तो धीरे धीरे इंडिया progressed, of course, and STD PCO was out, and we had landlines, very comfortable. Then of course we thought कि अरे यार लैंडलाइन तो ठीक है, बट वो आपका एक वो भी तो होना चाहिए, क्या कहते थे उसको, कॉर्डलेस, कि कैसा अच्छा हो कि मैं उस कमरे में जाके आराम से बात करूं, कोई सुन ही नहीं पाया मुझे क्या बोल रहा हूँ. आ गया, वो भी आ गया, मतलब वी थिंक एंड द थिंग इज देयर. फिर मोबाइल आ गया, वो हम सोचते थे कि ऐसा इंस्ट्रूमेंट, ऐसा फोन होना चाहिए जो कहीं जा रहे हो गाड़ी में बैठे बैठे बात करो, ये करो वो करो. And it came. We all know it came. And of course, now the sky is the limit. And मेरा तो मानना है कि we have a huge opportunity, at least in business and in all fields, I would say. We conducted a hackathon. The Rajasthan Police conducted a hackathon in the month of January this year. So we had a session on AI also. And there the speakers, when they spoke about AI, जिस तरह से उन्होंने बात की AI के बारे में, everybody was like, gaga over it कि हाँ अब तो world बदलने वाला है. And the rate of pace of technology change, पहले बड़ी धीरे चलती थी. अब आप देखिए कि पिछले 100-200 साल में क्या हुआ ऐसा. ठीक है, सबसे पहले तो इन्वेंशन ऑफ व्हील के कारण बहुत सारी चीज़ें हुई. अब इफ यू टॉक अबाउट ऐसे कार्स का कितना होगा, 150 साल 200 साल, आई डोंट नो, आई एम पुअर एट फिगर्स, रिमेम्बरिंग डेट्स. सो 150 साल मान लो कार्स. और एरोप्लेन्स अनदर से मे बी 100 years or so, ज़्यादा होगा थोड़ा. But the pace was very slow. और अब आप देख रहे हैं we are dealing with data. Now data is the new oil. That's the saying which you must have often heard. So when data is the new oil, data is wealth. You need data to play around, you need big data, metadata, and all sorts of things can happen with that data. And precisely that is what AI is. Huge data. And how that data can be, played around or analyzed for business purposes, business opportunities. Not only business opportunities, we in law enforcement, if we try to think what all we can make use of AI, it's as simple as ANPR. It's actually it's a use of AI. You can recognize the number plate. You can instantly the whole details of that license or vehicle or owner. Everything comes on the dashboard. Challan is generated, sent across to his residence, and he has to pay digital payment. Of course, after demonetization, we all know what has happened to digital payments. It's bringing a lot of problems also for law enforcement agencies. We have a huge surge in cybercrime and cyber security. So, I mean, it's an exciting field, and I often say that, you know, when we are on a highway driving two-wheeler or four-wheeler, we are very careful. We know कि किधर चलना है. There are rules of you know how to go on a road, on a highway. और ये भी बताया जाता है कि आप चला रहे हो गाड़ी, लेकिन गलती दूसरा करेगा, इसलिए आप तो अच्छे ड्राइवर हो, लेकिन दूसरे की गलती का भी ध्यान रखो. साइबर स्पेस भी यही है. मैं यहाँ अपने इंटरेस्ट की बात कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि आई हैंडल साइबर क्राइम. आई एम डीजी साइबर क्राइम बाय द वे. वो मेरा रैंक डाउनग्रेड कर दिया था, मैं डीजी साइबर क्राइम हूँ.
We are really sorry.
No problem, no problem. You know, for a common man, ADG, DG doesn't matter. वो थानेदार को जानता है. So that is not an issue. So I have sleepless nights. How to deal with cybercrime? I mean, the problem is humongous. कहाँ बैठा व्यक्ति victim है, accused कहीं दूसरे स्टेट में बैठा. Even internationally now you hear of the Cambodian gangs where our citizens have been, you know, lured there for job purposes and literally, you know, held hostages and used as, you know, cyber laborers, I would say. And उनसे करा रहे हैं पूरा साइबर क्राइम. तो साइबर, अब जो भी हम सब साइबर स्पेस पे चल रहे हैं, लाइक रोड हम सब यूज करते हैं, साइबर स्पेस में भी हम सब यूज कर रहे हैं. बट वी हैव टू बी केयरफुल कि उसके रूल्स ऑफ एंगेजमेंट क्या है, डूज एंड डोंट्स क्या है. और इतना अवेयरनेस के प्रोग्राम्स हैं. बैंक्स भी कहते हैं ओटीपी शेयर मत करो, कोई लिंक को आप क्लिक मत करो, ये मत करो. इन स्पाइट ऑफ दैट, आई मीन, ग्रीड एंड इग्नोरेंस, दीज आर टू फैक्टर्स. उसके कारण साइबर क्राइम बढ़ते जा रहा है. I won't name the institute, I won't name the person, but a very reputed engineering college, there is a lady professor who's done, I mean, about 30 years of service. And there is, you must have read it in the papers, somebody calls her up, says मैं CBI से बोल रहा हूँ और आपके जो accounts हैं बहुत suspicious transactions हैं, and they will इसको हम लोग स्कैन कर रहे हैं, आप हमारे स्कैनर पे हैं आप, और ऐसा करो आप अभी ईडी ऑफिसर से बात करो. तो somebody came on the line, मैं ईडी ऑफिसर बोल रहा हूँ, ये और कुछ बोला. तो पहले तो इतना फियर डाला लेडी में. शी इज अ प्रोफेसर बाय द वे इन, आई मीन इट इज वर्चुअली इक्विवेलेंट टू एन IIT. पहले तो डर दिखाया, स्काइप डाउनलोड कीजिए अभी. I don't have Skype. Download it. Download कराया. And आपके सारे अकाउंट्स के डिटेल दी. This is a Supreme Court monitored investigation, and you know आपका ये देखना है हमें क्या गलत हुआ है, सही हुआ है. 15 दिन में आपको लौटा देंगे अगर कुछ नहीं पाया गया तो लेडी वो श्योर कि मैंने कोई क्राइम ही नहीं किया है, ठीक है, देख लो मेरे अकाउंट, ये डिटेल है, ये डिटेल है, ये डिटेल है. And over a period of 3 months, 7.67 crores money was siphoned off in different accounts, 200 accounts. What these cyber criminals do is that they route this money in various accounts so that it becomes difficult for law enforcement agencies to track where the money is going. And suddenly from some ATM in somewhere in the country, they just withdraw it as soon as possible. Now imagine, I mean, fear, ignorance, greed, whatever you might call, but it's people are falling into this trap. So this we cannot do without internet, we cannot do without smartphones, we cannot do without laptops. But then we have to be careful so that, you know, our data, that's what I'm coming to. You know, data is precious. आज आपका कोई मोटरसाइकिल कार चोरी हो जाए तो आप थोड़ा 1-2 दिन परेशान होकर रह जाओगे और आपका मोबाइल चोरी हो जाए, in which you have wealth of information, both commercial, business, professional information as well as very private information. Your whole contact list. आजकल नंबर तो ध्यान नहीं रहते हमें, मुझे तो मेरे अपनी वाइफ का नंबर पर फोर्स याद रखना पड़ता है, बाकी कोई नंबर ध्यान नहीं है. तो I mean data, it's all data and AI is playing on data.
It's all data.
So good luck to you all.
Thank
That
you so
you know, huge data. You guys have to analyze that, and generative AI and whatnot is coming. And there are of course naysayers who say कि नहीं ये आपको कब्जा कर लेगा, साइबोर्ग बन जाएंगे, आपको ये कर लेगा, वो कर लेगा, ह्यूमनॉइड्स हो जाएंगे. Well, that's how civilization progresses, but I don't think that's going to happen. We are too smart to let that happen. So I'm optimistic, so should you be, क्योंकि आपको business करना है, आपको models बनाने हैं, but make models which make people's life easier, smoother.
So first of all, thanks to everyone for joining us in today's launch event. I think this is really wonderful to have you all with us today, because it's not only my vision, but it's, I think, in some part of our thought, it's everybody's vision also, that we can gather, we can collectively do something good for the community and something to bring it from a global technology perspective also. Because the most important thing is how we are based out of a tier 2 or tier 3 city and still try to match the standard and the technology levels of what the global companies are also utilizing, or global countries are also trying to implement in all the part of their functions. So that is something which is very important. So I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And as we all know, when we see any product launch globally, we have seen, we are very habituated to have global tier 1 cities to have those kind of events happening around the world. So it gives me immense pleasure to put Jaipur on the map of vibrant tech cities in the world by having this launch from Jaipur city. So thank you so much. And with this, I think the main vision of GenXAI, which is our brand now, is to accelerate the digital transformation through innovative GenAI driven solution. So that is how, and how this thought will become reality is something which we are going to show you now. We can just.
Welcome to the era of generative AI and the plethora of opportunities that it brings along. Finance, supply chain, operations, workforce, marketing and promotions, pricing. Let's bundle it all together. Introducing to you GenXAI, a platform powered by GenAI-based solutions, which offers a suite of enterprise business applications to enhance your digital transformation goals. Hosted on Amazon's AWS server, the platform leverages world-class technologies such as OpenAI, Bard, Copilot, and Gemini Select to create a complete and secure SaaS offering to its customers. Let me take you on a quick tour of GenXAI, and that's how easy it is to access the platform. GenXAI presents a groundbreaking solution to transform your organization's vendor onboarding and invoicing operations to kickstart your P2P excellence aspirations. Let's have a vendor on board. Onboarding vendors is as easy as the click of a button. The vendors can also be added through auto-detection of POs and through email. GenXAI IP app is enabled with a robust workflow approval mechanism, which can be easily managed through the platform or via email. On the go! Once the approvals are in place, the vendor master can be seamlessly pushed to your existing ERPs. Uploading of invoices can be done by configuring user emails from where the invoice details would be fetched, by a manual upload of single or bulk invoices, or even by placing them in an SFTP folder and having them fetched on scheduler basis. GenXAI has the capability to distinguish and capture tax records as per Indian statute, amongst many other features. Users will have an option to manually edit any record in the invoice, post-invoice, upload, and capture, similar to vendor onboarding. Every invoice can also be subject to an approval mechanism with audit logs for rejected invoices. Approved invoices are then pushed to ERPs for automated AP entries. Now that's what we call a smooth process. The magic of GenXAI's GenAI-powered feature comes into spotlight here, whereby we can generate graphical as well as prescriptive prompt-based dashboards, leveraging GenAI at its best.
GenXAI. It allows smooth coordination between sales, marketing, and finance teams to make decisions and drive consensus on forecasted volumes. Setting up Control Tower is a breeze, and its feature-packed bundle is your ultimate ally through every stage of forecasting and decision-making. GenXAI harnesses cutting-edge AI technology and employs advanced machine learning methodologies. Experience a new era with the transformative power of AI, unlocking boundless opportunities for your business growth. Control Tower seamlessly blends historical data with GenXAI signals to craft enriched, realistic, and actionable forecasts. Don't just observe the trends. Leverage them to take decisive actions.
Thank you so much.
Hi all, this is Subaguchi Butler from San Francisco Bay Area, California in the US. It's exciting to join all of our current, past, and future customers, vendors, partners, employees, and a whole host of other well-wishers and dignitaries in the launch of GenXAI, wherein we are focused on accelerating enterprise digital transformation through innovative GenAI-powered solutions. I also look forward to meet and talk to many of you very soon as well. Thank you. Bye.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Raj Kavare from the San Francisco Bay Area. Honored and thrilled to welcome you all on this special day where we unveil a suite of very innovative products to solve your day-to-day problem, harnessing the superpowers of artificial intelligence. While I will let my esteemed colleagues to walk you through those superpowers, I'm just sending you my greetings and my heartfelt gratitude for your time and interest in us, in our journey. And thank you for your time today. Enjoy the rest of the day and the week ahead.
Now we have an exciting panel discussion up for today, featuring industry experts who will share their insights on GenXAI platform. Let's introduce our esteemed panelists. So as a first panelist, we are having Mr. Rakesh Agrawal, we are having Mr. Bharani Rang, Mr. Kardil Parekh, who will be joined by Mr. Harish Ramaiya and Mr. Suman Kota. And to moderate this discussion, we have with us Mr. Kalyan Krishnan Iyer. I want to invite every panelist on the stage, please.
So we just couldn't let our management leave without hearing a few initial thoughts from them and from the rest of the audience about the experience here today as well. This is an opportunity for all of us to get to know the brand GenXAI better. I would like to start the panel discussion with Rakesh sir. To the audience and the wider market, how would you define GenXAI as a platform and the need that we are aiming to address?
So need was always there. No, but the only issue was the accessibility. Because whatever solution we have from the global perspective, all the solutions were already having the kind of premium features with the kind of premium ticket size, and that is the reason the accessibility from the organizations wide. It's not only about the large enterprises I'm talking about, but all the different size of organizations should also have these features available regardless of what kind of a base system or different solutions they are using. GenXAI will define the next generation AI solution which can go and sit on top of those solutions which they have already incorporated, they already deployed in their system, and how this can change their decision making from a management perspective is something which we are going to bring through GenXAI as a platform. So we are going to define this as a platform because we are not going to restrict this only around three functions which we have seen in the platform launch, that sales, finance and marketing, but all across different functions which we are going to cover through this platform. So that is one of the agenda and one of the vision what we carry through the GenXAI.
That's indeed something to look forward to. Bharani sir and Kharwel sir, continuing with the point that Rakesh sir just made, how do you think this can influence the global landscape when it comes to customer offerings?
Yeah. So what I have seen from the global enterprises, right? Every company has invested in tremendous amount of technologies over the last several decades, right? What everybody is looking for now is looking for enterprise performance, right? In the traditional world, EPM is called as enterprise performance management solution. They all primarily talk about planning solutions, right? But EPM is now elevated. And with GenXAI, we are eliminating the terminology and the meaning of EPM. EPM is about enterprise performance improvement, actually, right? That's what every large enterprises are looking for. It is just when we talk about enterprise performance improvement, it's bringing in efficiency in the companies that they're operating today, and also improving the employee experience, right? Every company is spending a lot of time, every employee is spending a lot of time in every organization doing the mundane activities. But this GenXAI platform is going to help improve the employee experience and the quality of life of every employee in large corporates. That's a significant value that we want to drive to help customers improve and elevate them.
Thank you, Bharani. So adding on to what Bharani mentioned, right? I think the business case for having a Gen AI solution is already established. Different, consulting firms, research agencies have given a ballpark number of transformation value and savings for business, roughly in the range of $1 to $4 trillion globally. Now that's a massive, massive opportunity to optimize, to increase efficiency, to go out and serve your clients and customers better, right? In each of these areas, globally, there's a lot of initiative that's working out in terms of, in each domain, if you actually double click, right? The finance piece that we're talking about, the supply chain or the marketing or the sales, customer experience side of things. The endeavor for us is how do we add value to those solutions which they have already invested in. How do we take it to the next level where probably the customer does not know that this is a problem statement that could have been solved better, and we basically put our brains together to optimize it. Now, one of the common feedbacks that we get is adoption of solutions. It could be about time to value of the solutions that we've delivered or we've been working on with different globally large organizations. It could be Amazon, it could be SAP, it could be Oracle, it could be Microsoft. The time to value has always been one of the key deciding factors for businesses. With GenXAI, that's our endeavor that how do we bring it down from 6 weeks, 6 months or a 12-month duration to a couple weeks duration. How do businesses actually get value out of the investments that they're making into technology faster, sooner, and better is where the entire focus and our energy is going to be invested upon.
That's actually a very insightful information from both Bharani sir as well as Kharwel sir. Before I would move on to Hari sir and Suman sir, some of those people who have been looking for those value-driven partnerships are right here with us. So I'll just ask if the audience has any questions for any of our panelists over here. If you can just raise your hand. Any questions? Anything around the platform or the solutions that we are offering?
this is let me understand, this is a different solutions for all finance supply chain, or it's a single platform solution which serves as a generic or general intelligence to all the solutions, all the problems, cases. Hope I'm able to make my question
Yeah,
clear.
so I think you are actually coming from the same concept that whether we need to have a point solution for a particular business function, or we can have a one single platform covering all the function in one single platform. So it is something, the vision is to create one single platform. This solution may be what you can say, for sales it might cater a different what you can say requirement or objective. For finance it might be different, but ultimately the overall what you can say, the objective is to keep one single boardroom or digital boardroom we call it, for the decision making purpose for the senior management or top management. So ultimately it will connect with all the different functions in one single platform. So that's the solution which we are bringing. Yeah.
Control tower, as I understand, is basically for the supply chain focus areas.
Yeah.
So can it be extended to any other area like manufacturing, R&D, something like that?
Yeah, so that's what we say, that when it comes to a platform driven approach, we can't restrict to a specific function. So control tower right now is, we are talking about demand, inventory or capacity, but we can also talk about what manufacturing function from a production line scheduling and all those things also can be catered through this same control tower, because control tower is nothing but it's taking data from different processes of a supply chain and giving you a one single snapshot that how your demand collaboration or final consensus is looking like, how your capacity will look like, and how your overall distribution should be configured in the your base system. Maybe you are using multiple systems for the ERP, for supply chain and other thing, but how your decision making should be driven using those GenAI powered solution is something we can bring through that control tower offering.
Yeah. Last one, it's not a very technical question. When there is a Gen Z, then why Gen X?
Let me answer that question. Actually, that's a very interesting. Yeah, sure.
No, I think I already gave the answer last time to you. That was a different answer, but yes, the X is definitely denoting the excellence, because lot of solutions are available providing those things in different capacity and different areas. But when we say the excellence should be coming from the consulting company or a technology company like us, and that is why we have called it as a generative excellence as our tagline, to create a GenXAI as a what you can say what you can say, the future era which we are going to present through this brand basically.
It's a good time, and your logo is very.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions before we proceed? Okay, I think that's actually a wonderful question to, the next question that I have. So, Rakesh sir, you mentioned that when we say that we aim to make the benefits of the technology accessible, I'm sure that future adapters of this platform need to be identified and mentored at a grassroots level.
Yeah.
To drive this vision and ambition forward. With Harish sir and Suman sir here, with Hedu being our strategic technology partner, how do you think we'll be able to bridge this network in?
I'll talk on behalf of Rakesh and myself. So, as per Rakesh, earlier there was a statement that knowledge shares and knowledge grows. Now it is like, along with knowledge, intelligence utilizes further for everyone's benefit, not the individual benefit.
Exactly.
So use the intelligence, data here, and then improvise the society. That's where we are starting here. So that's when Rakesh had this idea of incubations and getting the colleges in, getting the students exposed to the future quickly rather than daily curriculum. That's where we came out with Hedu, and Hedu will be the platform where the students will be coming in and they'll be getting into incubation centers. And then how to use the intelligence. Intelligence usage is where we coming out with the CRAP, where the students can get their career details and come out over here. Because the main reason for crack is that, forget the general students, even the students of IIT, this time we know that only 30% were left, only 70% were recruited, and the offers were okay. Then we understood from the academicians or educators that the reason behind it is that they are in the technical education, which is very important for foundation. But they are not exposed to the future of the education most of the times. So that's where Rakesh Bhai had this idea of getting these university students into this. And that's where we pitch in and we try to support the vision of Rakesh Bhai here through CRAP and HEDU.
Yeah, so
Thanks
thank
for
you.
your time.
Yeah, thank you, Harish. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. So the idea behind this, so I was also having some brainstorming session with the team yesterday, that what kind of a next generation solution we can think of, bringing those ideas on GenXAI as a platform is something. We already have a very young and talented team with us today. But the ideas, the new ideas which can actually help to improvise the society is always come from the person or a student community who can actually try to prove something, and they always think what you can say 10 miles ahead than what can we think of. And that's why we are trying to create this platform accessible to all the top engineering and management institutes in India, so that we can incubate the best of the best ideas and talent and give them a kind of a market availability through our platform. Because where we want to what you can say bridge that gap, that I have some idea, but today I don't have a platform which can give me that facility or that environment where I can actually make my idea convert into a reality. And that's where GenXAI is trying to create an incubation center with the help of HEDU. HEDU is one of the platform which is actually created for the what you can say cross college or cross university student community, which I think Suman can put more light that how HEDU is going to bring all the different kind of young mind through this platform, and that platform can give us a separate channel to create different ideas which can actually transform into solution or AI driven apps using GenXAI platform. So that's the overall idea which we all have come together, and that's why Suman has come from Hyderabad to attend this event and also share his thoughts around HEDU and as a platform.
Yeah, basically HEDU is an app that connects students and colleges worldwide, and the basic idea is allowing them, they should not be having any barriers in connecting from one college student to the other college students. Say for example, they are having one idea of creating an electric car or some motor or something in that particular thing. They should be able to help or guidance from the students or from other colleges also, not only relying on the books. Maybe if somebody had created some parts of similar thing which they require, they should be able to be in a position to communicate with those who had already done it and take the guidance from them and move forward actually, instead of stucking there and getting the only from the limited resources. They should be, our vision is to enable them, not to restrict them in particular environment, while exposing them to multiple environments and also from the multiple colleges and the faculty, those who are very good at there. They can identify, say for example, a professor in one university is very good at some all these what we call aeronautical or this automation engineering, and these students can be able to at least identify those which professor and where he is, provided if we can interconnect all the colleges and students globally. They can request them and get the ideas and get updated.
So basically, HEDU was stopping at connecting the student lecturers and create their idea and make it successful. And Rakesh Bhai is pitching in to get it to the outside world.
Exactly.
And so that we are reducing those cycles and encouraging students not only to go for a job.
Yeah, so we are just trying to connect the dots.
Yes.
That the talent pool is available, but whether this talent is employable in coming years once they are coming out from the college, or how they can be more successful in their career path is something which we can come together and we can create that environment for all those communities. But since we have Professor Mathur with us from BHU, that is one thing which I would like to ask, and if we can just share the mic with Mathur sir, that is there a constraint you see if we have the cross university or cross colleges students talk to each other and share the knowledge on one single platform, and Hedu is one such platform where they can actually interact and share as a collaborative environment, and then this can help them to achieve their goal faster, what they might not be doing it within the one single campus. So something like that, if you would like to share 2 lines on that.
Yeah, definitely knowledge sharing will be excellent idea. But when we talk of the knowledge sharing in terms of incubation, sometimes people are not interested in revealing their ideas because there is always a scope that somebody else works on it faster and takes away the patent even. So sometimes people don't share their basic ideas at raw stage. They can share only at the advanced stage, but they will again share only non-critical knowledge. Nothing very critical or sensitive they would not like to share. Similar thing happens when we talk of a research activity. So when we have research activity going on, the research scholars even, they keep on sharing something, but they don't share their basic research part because somebody else will get it published first and that person will be out immediately. So once we create this kind of platform, we need to be very clear that what is going to be shared, what is not going to be shared, and then what kind of collaboration we can get out of others also, plus on what terms. That is again important.
Got it. Thank you so much, sir. And that is why we want to come together with those kind of platforms where we see those kind of constraints also coming in, where the exact idea or the, what you can say, the key crux of what a person is looking for and that he wants to publish first, and that always what you can say is connected to the kind of facilities a particular college or an institute is providing to those students. If they share on those cross platform, definitely it's a non-critical information will only be shared, because we have some privacy policies and all those will be maintained at the back end, that you will not be able to share all the non-confidential or confidential information. The bifurcation will always be there, but on top of that, at least they know that okay, the similar idea is also available at different what you can say capacity and thoughts. The objective might be same, but how to achieve this through what kind of what you can say the approach which they have adopted, what others have adopted, at least there will be a collaboration, because ultimately it's going to benefit the society and the industry at the end. So that's why we are coming together from a Hedu and GenXAI, so that we know that how to bring those kind of a special what you can say top talents and top ideas which might not be converting into the exact marketplace, because their career path what you can say going forward may be changed, and they might have published on the sake of for the sake of just to have some recommendation letter for the scholarship and all for higher studies. But those ideas really matters a lot, because some ideas which they might have not expressed But in other countries or other areas, they have been adopted well, and they have, and that's why I think we have seen in the technology world, because you can't take technology away from anything from your mind, and for that you need to know that how and when it should be available for the community, and how quickly we can bring those things for the actual production use, not for just in the ideation stage and putting it only in the paper. So that's where I think those kind of a collaboration, which I feel is very, very important at this moment, and that's where I need a support like you are supporting us from BHU. I would also, we are trying to have some other institutions already started working with, and that I think we'll keep on sharing the news on our LinkedIn channel as well as our website also. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I think after listening to all the pointers and the discussion, it's just two ways that I can summarize this entire partnership and the vision, the collective vision would be, one is defining something as education beyond academics for the talents, across the institutions and universities. And as we see how the world is progressing forward, is the gap between educational institutions and universities and real world industries and organizations is lessening. And by leveraging the platform of HeyDo coming together with GenXAI as a platform from the industry, and HeyDo fostering the partnerships and network from the universities, I think we can be a major facilitator in further reducing this gap between identifying talent and then bringing the exposure to them towards real world applications and real world problem statements. I think that's how I would like to define this partnership, and thank you so much for an insightful panel discussion, and I really appreciate the inputs provided by all our panelists, and I think this has set the right tone and the roadmap for what we can all expect as we conclude this wonderful event. Once again, I would thank all of you for taking the time out and joining us. Thank you so much, and I think we'll have lunch, which will be shortly followed.
Thanks to all the panelists for sharing their views. As we come to close the remarkable event, we want to express our gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us today. Together, we are embarking on a journey of innovation, empowerment, and limitless possibilities with GenXAI. Now I would like to ask Rakesh sir to come up on the stage for the thanks and closing remarks, along with presenting the token of thanks in the form of gifts to our clients and distributors. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Khushbu. I know there were last minute glitches in the LinkedIn Live because of the network and all things, and that is again gives us a kind of push that we have to really work towards that area as well, that whatever we are doing today, it should be actually available through a digital medium also to the world, and all the digital medium, whatever we are trying to express, is finally dependent on the internet and the bandwidth what we are using, and that is where the resources, where we see the challenges today in those areas like tier 2 cities, which we talk about always, faces those challenges, and that's why we need to come over from those challenges in near future. So I would like to thank for all of you to join us today, and then we will also have the lunch, and we can share our thoughts offline during the lunch also. Thank you so much.
Before we will disperse for having lunch, I request every team member to have seats from the counter over here and celebrate the remarkable occasion with us. We would like to invite all employees and guests to join us for a group photograph to capture this special moment, followed by networking and lunch in the restaurant area. Thank you all once again for being a part of this historic event. We would look forward to the incredible journey ahead with GenXAI platform. Thank you so much. I request every one of you to please come forward for a group photograph.
Yes.
Can we do this? We all.
मैं फेस नहीं आई
हाँ, नहीं आई ना?
Yes.